I want to talk about how to actually supervise PhD students. I think this is really important. I don't know that much. I supervise a couple of PhD students every once in a while, and I'm just trying to figure this out. But hopefully, this is going to help you deal with some of these things as a professor. So I view this as a management problem, and I view sort of this relationship as more of a relationship between, how to actually interact with people and do a good job of it. And I can't say I do a great job of it, and I struggle with it, probably just like you do. But hopefully, this is going to be helpful in some ways in terms of how to actually be a good supervisor of PhD students or any graduate students, and maybe it'll help you self-reflect on some of these things. That's where I want you to sort of think about. Don't think of me as like an expert. I'm not. I'm a bumbling fool. But think of me as just like self-reflecting on some of these things, and somebody else is struggling with this. First thing is just give yourself some grace, right? The fact that you're actually watching this at this moment means that you care. And that is an amazing thing. That is 99% better than what everybody else is doing. And most people don't care. So the fact that you're actually watching this means that you're probably actually doing a good job. And that is a really positive thing. That is the first step, acknowledging, what is it? The 7 steps of an alcoholic is realizing, the first step is realizing that you actually have a problem. That's exactly what's going on here. And so if you realize that, you might actually take some steps to actually do some really positive things in your life. Not just in general, or not just with PhD students, but just in general as well. That's awesome. Congrats to you. The second thing is imagine yourself and how they're actually feeling, and the empathy. Having empathy, I think, is really, really important as a leadership style. And knowing that people are really scared, and the way that people deal with, basic emotions like fear and things like that, is that they do the fight or flight response, right? So the fight response, they get angry, and get mad at you, and sort of say that you're, an evil person or whatever. And we've all done this, right? We can all reflect on this. And the other response is that they hide and they don't want to come see you. And those equally are powerful responses that you're going to get. And so you have to imagine yourself and how they're feeling and what they're doing, and sort of know that that is going to happen, and figure out how to actually deal with that given the capabilities of the student that is there. I think that's really important. I'm not going to say I'm great at that, but it's something that I do think about, and I'm processing and really sort of thinking about it. So take another important thing is that I've learned in all of my relationships. I'm getting better at this as I get older. Believe it or not, I'm actually learning. Take any relationship slow. It's a slow process to figure this out. I have my personal tendency is to, because I'm I'm an empath. I feel what other people are feeling. So I have a really strong tendency to jump and assist people too quickly. And my tendency, I've learned, I have to pull back and almost be like, just set up a wall. And I know that seems strange, but, that is what I have to do as a person. So you might be the opposite, and so you might need to work on that empathy. But if you are like me, I'm a teddy bear. I'm too soft. And people tend to walk all over me, and I like to help out. So I need to put up that wall, and so I need to come up with things that put up that wall and processes to put up that wall. So it slows the process down, and then I know, oh crap, don't go too fast with this. Be skeptical and build that relationship slowly. It's a process of adaptation where you're building trust with somebody, and that trust takes a long time. It's going to take you a few years to build that trust before you can say, I trust that person to do something. And it's going to be a slow and painful process of learning that. And so it's like this, it's like a leash, right? So if you give too much rope on a leash, then they're going to people are going to run all over. It's like any relationship. I'm not saying like, a certain person, and they're gonna just run all over. But then you have to sort of pull it back in, have that conversation again, and keep doing that where you have a rope, and that rope is, you're tied together, and you have to figure out what is the appropriate length of that rope so you're working together and doing good things. A fourth thing that I think is super important is you don't have to be perfect with what you're doing, and be okay with the fact that you're imperfect. It's a struggle. We know it. Everybody knows it, and just know that you don't have to be perfect, and just keep working forward with it, and be okay with who you are when you make mistakes. I know that is trite, and I know that's woo-woo, all that kind of stuff. But trust me, it's super important when you're doing this. In any relationship, super important. If you start hating yourself for the things that you've said, it's going to affect that relationship in a very negative way. Experiment. The fifth thing is just experiment with different things and see what actually happens. Find that working relationship that actually works. Maybe it's working, meeting every week. Maybe it's meeting every month. Maybe it is, doing emails, whatever. Experiment to find the right relationship, the right tempo, the thing that's actually going to sort of resonate with both of you, where it feels like you're not wasting time, they're not wasting time, and actually it feels like a good relationship. And just know that this is very much a stressful relationship for both people. Just give yourself a lot of grace, and know it's a working process to get there. So hopefully this helps. I'm trying to let you know that just be a good person, be empathetic, be kind, and give yourself some time. And if you have a momentary lapse of unreasonableness, man, just apologize, go back and do it again, and keep doing it. So with that, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care.